Good afternoon and welcome back to the world as we see it. I'm one of your hosts, Baba Shaka, and today I want to sort of change directions. I know that we've been talking about what's been going on in Palestine and the genocide that's been taking place over there. We looked at not just the brutal genocide perpetrated on the Palestinian people by Israel with the help of the United States. We also looked at the legal actions taken by South Africa against the genocidal actions of Palestine at the ICJ. Right? But today we want to take a look at something else. There's a lot of injustices and suffering going on in all around the world, not just in Palestine. And some of you may be aware that in the Congo, in the heart of the African continent, there has been a long, suffering going on there since 1885. You go back to 1885. And today, that suffering has not decreased. As a matter of fact, it's increased. Right? Well, let me give you a little you know, revamp of history of the Congo, and then I want to do a call to action, so to speak. Okay, but let's go back to 1885. The King of Belgium, Leopold II, took ownership of the Congo. See, when you have a lot of guns and you're fighting people who don't have guns, you could take ownership. See, and he took ownership and he ruled the Congo from 1885 until 1908, not as a possession of Belgium, which he was king of, but as his own private possession. See what I'm saying? His own private possession. And he was making a lot of money on this on his ownership of the Congo, producing rubber and a number of other things. In the meantime, over 1 million Congolese people were killed, and many others had their limbs cut off. Imagine men, women, and children would have their arms cut off because they didn't produce enough product for King Leopold. Now, in 1908, after a report was published, the king was forced to sell the Congo to the Belgian government. So the Belgian government took over running the Congo. The brutality didn't stop; it just continued, and it continued until 1960, when the Congo, at that time known as the Belgian Congo, when it got its independence. Right after independence, I'm just doing a quick thing right here, but right after independence, we had a charismatic leader by the name of Patrice Lumumba, who was elected prime minister of the Congo. And Patrice Lumumba was one of these brothers who was unbought and unbossed. And so the West thought that it was a good move to remove him because he was not going to play ball or dance to their tune. So in January 1961, he was killed. He was killed by the Belgian government with the assistance of the American CIA. Okay, they executed him, put his body in a drum full of acid, and the only thing that survived was a tooth. And let me tell you how sick these people are. They kept it. Somebody took that tooth back to Belgium. They kept that tooth up until maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, when that tooth was finally returned to the people of the Congo. All right. Now, after he was killed, Patrice Lumumba was killed, he was succeeded by Mobutu Sese Seko, who was part and parcel of the execution of Patrice Lumumba, and he was willing to dance to the tune of the West. He was willing to play their game. He didn't mind them being the puppet master, as long as he was the rich puppet, and he made himself extremely wealthy. I'm talking extremely wealthy by raping his own country of its resources and allowing others, the French, the Belgium, the Americans, whoever, to come in there and take whatever they want to take. But he got rich. Okay, and this went on until, look at my notes here, this went until 1997. He actually ruled for 32 years. And in 1997, he was suffering from cancer, something like that. So he was replaced by a popular movement led by Laurent Kabila. Now, Laurent Kabila was supposed to be different. He's supposed to bring in a new vision, a new era in the life of Congolese people. But it appeared that Laurent Kabila needed help acquiring the position that he acquired, and once he got that position, he had to repay the favors that was done for him in the and basically the exploitation of the Congolese people through their resources. See, the Congo was very rich. Uh, any of you remember when you took science in high school? There was something called a periodic table where all of the elements that produced in nature are represented on that table. Well, most of those elements are found in the Congo. The Congo is extremely rich when it comes to minerals and resources, and that is why the West, everyone in the world, because not just the West, because now the Chinese are in there, and they're exploiting some of the minerals there too. We'll talk about that in a moment, right? So Laurent Kabila comes in. We're supposed to see a new day dawning in the Congo, but it was just the same old thing in new clothes. And he ruled until January. He came in in 1997, and he ruled until 2001. He was assassinated in 2001. I'm not gonna get into why he was assassinated, who assassinated him. There's a lot of stuff going around, but feel free to do your own research as to why Laurent Kabila was assassinated. But then he was replaced by his son, Joseph Kabila. Joseph Kabila ruled from 2001 to 2019. And guess what? Did life get better for Congolese people? No. Right? Matter of fact, Joseph Kabila, according to some experts, some financial experts, actually raped the country more than his predecessors did. It said Joseph Kabila took more money out of the Congo than King Leopold. Now, look at how long Leopold ruled and how brutal he was compared to the short amount of time that Joseph Kabila ruled. And he took more out than King Leopold. It staggers the mind. It staggers the mind. So he's out, and the current president is Felix Tshisekedi. I don't know exactly how to pronounce this man's name. It's spelled Tshisekedi, right? But here's why I'm coming over. Here is my call to action. There's a book. I see it on the screen. The book is called Red Cobalt, and the subtitle is How the Blood of the Congo Powers Our Lives. Yes, you and I, we are actually benefiting from the blood, sweat, and tears of Congolese people, mostly children.
This is what helpless looks like. And he's one of the children making millions for multinational corporations in America and China whilst they suffer in squalor. For this, they'll get maybe 8 British pence a day.
Walitusukuma tunaenda tena tunarudia. Ndio nashikia sana mkongo inauma. Kama mimi natumia mkongo unaumaka na mbavu.
The tunnels are dug by hand with no supports.
Right? Where you talk about coltan, most of us have a cell phone. No cell phone without coltan. Okay. Now we're moving towards EVs, electrifying everything. We want solar panels on the roof. We want electric cars and so on. But guess what? We need red cobalt for that, because the red cobalt would actually help in the, let me pull it up here. The red cobalt actually helps with batteries, with the lithium ion batteries, okay? Without that, we can't really produce the batteries, so you need a lot of this. That's why the Chinese are there. As you and I know, the Chinese are the world leaders when it comes to electric cars, electric vehicles, when it comes to solar panels and so on, when it comes to the production of the batteries, the lithium ion batteries that power these EVs, electric vehicles. So they need a lot of cobalt. So they're there. and they are running the mines. Some of the mines, not all of them. They're there. The Canadians are there. The Australians are there. Everybody is there. And guess who is there assisting them? The Congolese government. Now, none of this can happen without the assistance of the Congolese government. At worst, at best, maybe the Congolese government turn a blind eye. But I don't think any of this kind of exploitation would happen without the um, passive or active compliance of the Congolese government. And this cobalt is mined mostly by children, by hand. Okay, we're talking children are in these mines from the faint light of the morning until it is dark and they can't see. Most of them are malnourished. Many of them die of overwork. The cobalt is a poison. It will kill you. You've had a lot of kids who are working there whose parents have died in the mines, and that's connected to the mines. Okay, so there's a lot of suffering taking place in the Congo, and there are a lot of players worldwide who are involved in the Congo, and also you and I are benefiting from the exploitation of Congolese resources. Right? Not something that we chose to do, but as long as we want to live the life that we live, we want to have certain conveniences, like I said, like cell phones and EV cars and so on, then yes, you and I are benefiting from the exploitation and subjugation of the Congolese people to make our lives better. So what I want to do, there are quite a number of books that are out there about what's going on in the Congo. But I'm reading this book right now. The book is, I repeat it again, and here's on the screen, Red Cobalt, How the Blood of the Congo Powers Our Lives. And it's written by Indo-British reporter by the name of Siddharth Kara. Siddharth Kara. I'm challenging every one of you who see this video to get a copy of that book. Read the book. Learn what's going on in the Congo. Okay? And then try to figure out what you can do. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to help the situation. May not be much, but we can help if we don't know. So, read the book, discuss the book, share the book, do your own research on what's going on, and start the conversation if it has not been started already. So, until next time, this is the world as we see it. I'm Baba Shaka. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet. The analytics tells us that many of you, there's a lot of people watching our videos, but most of you who are watching are not subscribed. We need you to hit that subscribe button to push our work further. So we're asking for your help. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Kwaheri. Salaam alaikum.